I'm Kelly Vaughn with Wireless Dealer Magazine here at the Consumer Electronics Show, and I'm speaking with Brad Ferber, who is the Vice President of Corporate Development for Root Wireless. Good morning, Brad.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Well, why don't you tell everybody a little bit about who Root Wireless is?
So Root Wireless is a Seattle-based company that was formed by a number of former B-Square engineers and sales folks and others who have a lot of experience in the wireless industry. And Root is addressing a big problem in the market, which has recently been in the news with respect to the AT&T Verizon lawsuit as to who has the best coverage map. Root has developed a solution to be able to really offer for the first time an independent, objective coverage map to compare all of the major wireless carriers, and also we collect enough data so that we can also help consumers compare not just carriers but also devices.
Now, how can Root's data help wireless retailers?
So for wireless retailers, they have a number of issues, one of which is right at the point of sale, the question becomes which device and which carrier should I select? And so in the past, people have been inundated with marketing, I had more bars and more places, or can you hear me now, that sort of thing, but nobody really knows who has the best coverage for any particular person. So I would say that the question isn't who has more bars in more places, but rather who has more bars in your places. And that's what this the Root solution can do, is help the salesperson just plug in, what is your address, where do you work, where do you travel, and you can create a customized map for that individual that then ranks by any number of measures which carrier, in fact, is the best carrier for you. So that solves that's a nice service right at the point of sale. But the other thing that it does is that it should reduce the churn. So for wireless retailers, one of the big problems is when those devices come back to the store, it's expensive. You've got an unhappy customer, you've now got a refurbished device, and if you help that customer make the right selection at the point of sale, it will reduce the churn, reduce the reserve that you have to hold on your books, and it's a win-win-win.
That's something I'd actually like to know in my own area. Why don't you let everybody know, are there any downloadable applications that you have?
Okay, so the question becomes, how do you collect the data? And so Root has seeded the map by doing like what you see some of the other carriers advertise on TV. They've got people driving around collecting the data, and we currently have 16 markets mapped. We will have 21 markets mapped by the end of the month. This is January 2010. But more importantly, the way you fill out the map is to collect this, it's called crowdsourcing, collect the data on the individual handsets. And once that starts happening, the entire United States map, including the rural areas, will get populated. And so there's a downloadable app that end users can just download onto their phone, and then they become part of the movement, the Root Wireless crowdsource movement. In addition, if wireless carriers want to install that app right at the point of sale, because it's a cool app. I mean, the customer will walk out of there and they'll be able to go home and look at exactly, where the coverage is strong or weak and where that drop call happened. They can actually have a personal customized wireless map. If they want to help their customer right at the point of sale install and configure the app, that's great too.
So the retailer can actually download that.
Anyone can download it, but exactly, anyone can download it. We'd like to think that you don't have to be a rocket scientist to download an app to a cell phone. But having said that, some people are a little bit afraid, and so the wireless retailer, the customer service person, could help the customer right at the point of sale, download the app so that when they walk out of the store, they have something. And actually, it's a value-added service for the wireless retailer, because that customer probably is going to go home and say, wow, I want to go and see, where that call got dropped, or, it's just, we're finding that this data is extremely interesting to a lot of people.
Well, I'm interested.
Good. Yeah.
What are you launching here at CES?
Well, here at CES, the initial launch partner for Root Wireless is CNET, CBS Interactive, and so the data is currently displayed alongside the wireless reviews at CNET. Right now, outside, we have some people who are collecting data for the performance at CES, and we will, at the end of the show, rate which carriers perform best under the heavy load that the CES show puts on the wireless carriers. So that's pretty interesting because, when you start having a lot of people using the wireless devices in one place, like CES, it just puts a lot of strain on the wireless carriers. And so it'll be interesting to see. We don't really have a horse in the race. We're more like an umpire or a scorekeeper, and that's what we do. We just report the facts.
Now let's let everyone know how they can get in touch with you.
Well, the best way to get in touch with us would be through our website, Root Wireless, ROOT, wireless.com. If somebody wanted to contact me, they can do that through my personal email, brad.ferber, F-U-R-B-E-R, @rootwireless.com. Welcome the calls. We're looking to help wireless carriers, we're looking to help wireless retailers in any number of ways. And if it's a big enough opportunity, we'll consider customizing a package of services.
Thank you so much, Brad. With Root Wireless, I'm Kelly Vaughn with Wireless Dealer Magazine here at the Consumer Electronics Show.